The children of forgotten streets. In the dim light of the early morning, the narrow alley buzzed with life. Young children, some no older than 6, rummaged through piles of garbage for scraps. Among them was Amina, a frail 10-year-old with hollow cheeks and eyes that held a lifetime of sorrow. She clutched her younger brother, Sami, close as they navigated the cruel world around them. Their home was a crumbling shack made of rusted tin and weathered wood, perched precariously at the edge of the slum. Their mother had passed away from an illness they couldn't afford to treat, and their father disappeared months ago, leaving them to fend for themselves. Hunger gnawed at their bellies like an unrelenting beast. Amina spotted a bakery nearby, its warm, golden loaves displayed temptingly in the window. She mustered her courage and approached the shopkeeper. "Please, sir, could we have some bread? We haven't eaten in days," she begged. The shopkeeper scowled. "No money, no bread," he snapped. His words were sharp enough to cut through the thin veil of hope Amina clung to. "But we'll starve." "Not my problem." He shooed them away like pests, his hands rough and dismissive. The siblings retreated to a nearby alley, their stomachs rumbling in protest. Sami began to cry softly, and Amina whispered assurances she didn't believe. Hours later, a man in a crisp suit walked through the slum. He was from the city's child welfare department, though he never seemed to care much for welfare. Spotting Amina and Sami, he frowned. "You don't belong here," he barked. "This area is being cleared for development. You need to leave." "Where will we go?" Amina asked, her voice trembling. "That's not my concern." The man gestured to workers who began dismantling their tiny shelter. Amina and Sami clung to each other as their home. Their last semblance of security was torn apart. The night brought cold winds, and the siblings huddled together under a makeshift blanket of discarded newspapers. Hunger and exhaustion weighed on them, but the streets offered no mercy. Days blurred into nights, and Amina grew weaker. One morning, Sami woke to find his sister still and cold, her frail body succumbing to the unyielding grasp of starvation. A week later, Sami's tiny frame was found lifeless near a fountain in the city square. Passers-by glanced at him briefly before continuing on their way, their indifference louder than any cry for help. The city moved on, its skyline growing taller as the slums shrank into memory. But the whispers of children like Amina and Sami lingered in the shadows, reminders of lives extinguished not by fate, but by a society that chose to look away. Their story became one of countless others, a silent plea for compassion in a world that often forgets its most vulnerable.